You're lying by a dying fire, somewhere in what's now southern France. It's roughly 36,000 years ago. Smoke curls toward a low stone ceiling. Your eyelids are heavy, but your mind won't quiet down. Somewhere outside, something large is moving through the dark, and you can't stop thinking about it. Sound familiar? It's basically you at 1 a.m. Phone scrolling, brain refusing to shut off. Except this person has no screen to blame. Just their own mind, running wild in the dark. And here's the question nobody can fully answer. What did that mind actually dream about? This isn't trivia. Dreaming might be one of the oldest experiences humans ever shared. Every culture, every era, every person who's ever slept has had one. But dreams don't fossilize. They don't leave bones or ash. There's no dream artifact you can carbon date. So historians have had to get genuinely creative to find any trace of them at all, digging through stone, myth, and clay instead. Here's where the trail actually starts. Head to Nineveh, in modern-day Iraq, 7th century BC. King Ashurbanipal is building the largest library in the ancient world. Among the 30,000-plus clay tablets his scribes collect, 11 form something remarkable: a dream manual. Scholars call it the Ikar Zaku, or simply the Assyrian Dream Book. British archaeologist Henry Layard dug it out of the rubble in 1849. The city around it had been ash for 2,000 years. It catalogs dream after dream and assigns each one a meaning. Dream you're fleeing something? That means you're about to lose everything you own. This wasn't folklore scribbled for fun. It was systematic, organized, taken completely seriously as a working branch of prediction. And it's not an isolated case. Around the same general era, over in Egypt, Pharaoh Thutmose IV had his own dream carved permanently in stone. In 1401 BC, he raised a massive granite slab between the paws of the Great Sphinx. On it, a story of falling asleep in the Sphinx's shadow. A god appears in the dream and offers him the throne. The catch: clear the sand, burying the statue first. He did. He became Pharaoh. And he made absolutely sure everyone after him would know exactly why. Now here's the complication. You'd assume dream interpretation back then was for everyone, some village elder reading fortunes for the whole town. Turns out that's mostly wrong. Royal dream texts were largely a tool for kings. A pharaoh's dream became state propaganda. A king's dream justified his war, his succession, his entire legitimacy to rule. Regular people weren't exactly excluded from dreaming. Obviously, everyone dreams. But the official record of it belonged to the powerful. Dream interpretation wasn't some universal folk science evenly shared. It was a political instrument, wielded by whoever already held the throne. But that's still only a few thousand years back. Let's talk about something a lot older. Go back roughly 36,000 years, to Chauvet Cave in southern France. Yes, the same cave from the cold open. Its walls are covered in some of the oldest paintings humans ever made. Lions, horses, rhinos rendered mid-charge, genuinely stunning detail for something drawn by torchlight. But archaeologist David Lewis Williams noticed something stranger tucked among the animals, dots, grids, zigzags, wavy lines that don't represent anything real. So here's the question that should be sitting in the back of your mind right now. What if those shapes weren't art at all? In a 1988 study with Thomas Dowson, Lewis Williams proposed those patterns match something neuroscience already understood: entoptic phenomena. Geometric shapes your own brain generates during altered states. Trance, migraine, and yes, dreaming. His theory, still genuinely debated, is that some Paleolithic art wasn't depicting the waking world at all. It may have been recording what people saw with their eyes closed. That idea is still argued over today. Not every zigzag on a cave wall is a hallucination map. Some are probably just decoration. But the pattern shows up elsewhere too. In sand communities of southern Africa, similar shapes appear in rock art tied to shamanic trance. Anthropologists have documented that practice into the present day. Now jump thousands of miles away, to California's Coso Range. Indigenous rock art there shows the same handful of geometric forms. No cultural link to Chauvet or the San. None at all. Different continents. Different millennia. Wildly similar shapes, born from wildly similar brains. Turns out, that's the thread connecting all of this. Your brain and a Paleolithic brain are built the same way. Same visual cortex. Same wiring for altered states, whether that's dreaming, trance, or a fever at 3 a.m. Different cultures didn't necessarily dream different shapes. They just told different stories about the same raw material. A Mesopotamian scribe called it a message from Zakwu, the dream god. An Egyptian pharaoh called it a god's promise carved in granite. A Paleolithic artist may have called it something we'll simply never have words for, and just painted it instead. The content of the hallucination is oddly universal. The meaning humans layer on top? That part's cultural, and it's been shifting for tens of thousands of years. Same hardware, wildly different software, updated by every generation that ever closed its eyes. Here's the thing that should stick with you. We still don't fully know why humans dream. Modern sleep researchers are genuinely still arguing about it. Memory consolidation, emotional processing, random neural noise, take your pick. The debate's very much alive. It's a genuinely wild gap in what we know about our own minds. But every night, your brain runs the same basic software a Paleolithic hunters did. Same flickering images. Same impossible logic. Same total inability to just switch off, fire or phone screen or not. So tonight, before you fall asleep, try this. Pay attention to what you actually dream. Then drop it in the comments. What's the strangest dream you've ever had? Somewhere, 36,000 years ago, someone by a dying fire wondered the exact same thing about theirs. The fire's out. The dreaming isn't.